All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the live stream. What is today? Today is March 4th, 2017. And we'll wait to get started just a little bit. Make sure that everyone is able to get in. Since I know that I didn't put out any real advance notice outside of what did I do? I did a couple things on Instagram and one thing in our Facebook group. So, for that matter, I'll make sure that. Uh-oh. I'll make sure that the people on Facebook know that we're talking now. So, all right, cool. And let's see here. We'll get started here in a couple minutes-ish. Or a couple seconds-ish for that matter. Looks like we got a bunch of people already. So awesome. And thank you so much, Helgi. I really appreciate it. It's fun making these videos and everything. So I know I haven't had that many for you guys lately, unfortunately. So there's a couple reasons why. The first one, of course, is that for a little while I was wearing pads that I couldn't show you guys. And you're not going to see a review on those either. So, but that's all right. The other thing, too, is I've been getting a lot of tattoo work lately, and you can't play while you have a healing tattoo. And so I have a couple pretty big tattoos now that had to heal first before I can play on them. In fact, I was supposed to have a game. What is today? Saturday? So I was supposed to have a game last night. And that way I could, record and put up another video. But unfortunately, my tattoo is still healing, so I couldn't do that. But next Friday, I'll definitely be playing again, and I have another video that I have not put up yet. So I played that tournament. What was that? A few weeks ago now, or something like that. So, and let's see. The first game is not up yet. I actually wore it as a mask cam. I know that some of you guys like that and some of you guys don't. But here's the funny part. Like, I have this little mic that I tried to put on it and record myself, and it totally did not work. So I don't know if maybe this cam or this mic doesn't work or what, but nonetheless, I'm trying some new things here. But unfortunately, because that ruined all the audio, which really it wasn't that big of a deal, because then the video actually got screwed up too. Because unfortunately, what happened was a puck came up in the first period and hit the camera, and I didn't notice it, and it made the camera go like straight down. So you get to see like 20 minutes of just straight down. So that kind of stinks. But nonetheless, the second game, that's the one that you guys have already seen. So that's nice. But I'll still put up that video, but I have to figure out like what I'm gonna do. Like, am I gonna put up like, music behind it or what? So we'll see. Trying to think here. Looks like one of you guys wants to see the tattoo, so I'll show you really quick. It's not goalie related, but I got Plato up here and Aristotle down here, and this is the one that's still healing a bit. So there's still a little stuff going on there. Eventually it'll become a full half sleeve, so that'll be fun. Sean, it has not been forever. When was the last one? Didn't I just do one in December or something like that? Let me pull up my videos really quick. The last one was, oh Jesus, yeah, November. I thought it was December, but no, it was middle of November. And then yeah, I've only had 4 videos since then, for various reasons. So yep, not a problem, Jacob. All right, so looks like we got at least 30 people watching now, so that's cool. Thank you all so much for coming. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, by all means ask. Here's one of the funnier things is that back there, I feel really bad for my pads right now, because you see there's only one set, and that makes me very sad for them, because they're lonely all by themselves. I only have one pair of pads right now. I have 2 gloves, So I have the Odin 1S glove that maybe a couple of you guys saw on Instagram. I haven't used it yet because I've only played a few times since I got it. Um, but yeah, I might show you guys. Only have one blocker right now. I have three masks right now. Technically, I have two pairs of pants because I have one in the back room over there, but I won't bring those out today. Those are like my old first generation Premier pants. And I haven't worn those in years, but nonetheless. And then only one chesty right now, so I feel kind of bad for my gear. Though you are correct that there are a lot of sticks back there. How many sticks do I have now? I have 4, 5, 6, 6 blues, and it looks like 7 sticks over there. So I have quite a few sticks. So one of the questions I often get then is like, am I going to like sell any sticks? And the unfortunate part about selling sticks is they are so expensive to ship. So like even if I wanted to sell you guys some, it costs too much to ship them. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. All right. So now that we have 30 or so people watching, I can get started on some of the questions here. So Baller asks, how long am I gonna stream? I have no idea. Like every time I stream, I think it's going to be like maybe an hour. And what was the last one? The last one was an hour and 3 minutes. And that was short. Like usually they go for like 2 or 3 hours. The one before that went for 3.5 hours. And the one before that went for 2 hours, 15 minutes. So they tend to go for a long time. So as long as you guys are asking questions, I'll keep going for a while. What is it, 7 o'clock now? The family's out of the house. So it doesn't bother me at all to keep going for as long as I need to. Let's see here. So who is my favorite goalie? I get that one so often, and I don't really have a favorite goalie. I mean, like all time, Patrick Waugh for sure. But otherwise, like I don't really have like a true like favorite goalie in the NHL right now. There's ones that I watch more often than others. Like Pekka Rinne used to be fun to watch, but he's been struggling the past couple years. I don't know what's going on there. Fleury used to be more fun to watch, and he's been, up and down here and there. I do like to watch Matt Murray. He's a great goalie. Jonathan Quick is fun to watch, but I don't like him. I don't know about that one. But I don't know. And then Henrik Lundqvist, of course. Trying to think. I feel like I'm missing at least a couple. I tend to watch a lot of Edmonton games since they're kind of like new and exciting and fast and young, and so I watch a lot of Cam Talbot, who I think is one of the better goalies in the league, very underrated, and he just has like a beautiful style and a beautiful stance. So I like to watch Cam Talbot. Do I like CCM? Yes, Dylan. I clearly like CCM. When is my next review? I don't know yet. So I do have some pads on the way. So I have eFlex 3s that should be here, I believe, this month, if I remember correctly, like this month or maybe next month at the latest. And I'll, of course, do an unboxing just like I did last time. You guys love that, to give you my first impressions. And that'll be really nice, too, because I ordered 35+1s. I confirmed with CCM that the sizing on the eFlex 3 line, or the eFlex 3s, are the same. So if you remember back to when I got the Premiers, I ordered 35+2, but then the sizing was off. It was off by an inch in the knee. That's because of the construction of the Premiers, and so I confirmed with them that the sizing in the eFlex line is the same from the eFlex 2 to the eFlex 3. So I was able to, I just went ahead and got 35+1 instead of 35+2 because I feel like, it's time for me to get more agile. And especially because, as you guys know, I lost a bunch of weight. A little bit of it's back, but I still have a little ways to go there. But I feel like I'm faster and stronger now. So, I think if I reduce by an inch, it'll probably look better, and I'll probably play better. So we'll see. Let's see what else is going on. Hey, Michael. That's awesome. He's from Scotland. What time is it there? Like in Scotland, you guys have to be like maybe 4 or 5 hours ahead. So that's probably not too bad. So Michael McPherson, he's in the chat here. Cool dude. And now I know that you have some new Bryans, I believe, right? But his last Bryans that look kind of like Halak's old like ripped graphic design. He actually sent them to me first, and that way I could send them on because it was cheaper to ship them to me, and then I shipped them to Scotland. And so that was fun to be part of that process because I got his pads in. I didn't want to open the box and like ruin anything for him, but he was like, "No, open them and send me pics." So I got to open his pads and send him pics. So that was fun. He didn't let me use them though, so whatever. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Sam is asking, when I drop down into a butterfly, my right goes down good, but my left pad does not. So usually what that means, if you go down and one pad is up and one is still down, that can often mean that your strapping is either wrong or you're doing something a little bit different on one pad than another. I do strap both of my pads the exact same way on each leg, and most goalies probably do that. It does get a little funny though, because if you think about it, especially if you have bigger pads, they overlap, right? And so your pads are acting in a different way despite having the same strapping. So in your case, I don't know exactly what's happening there, but one thing that could be is the strapping. Another thing that it could be is that when you broke in your pads, you broke them in differently for one than the other. So I don't know if you use my break-in method or not, but I'm very careful about trying not to put in torsional flex there, and so that's one thing that could be happening. Another thing too is you could be wearing your knee pads a little bit differently on one side than the other, and it could just be the flexibility of one knee or another. So I don't know if that helps you or not, but it could be any, one, two, or three things that could be going on, or a combination of each. So good luck, I guess, more than anything. So all right, let's see what else is going on here. Justin just ordered a CCM Premier Pro glove today. Awesome. Was just curious if the 3DO foam hinders catching pucks or opening and closing the glove. No. So funny enough, I don't even know why I did this, but the other day I rewatched my my video on my unboxing video for the premieres. I have no idea why I did that. Like, I was just watching videos or something, and mine came up, and so I was like, yeah, I'll watch it again. And I remember talking about that the D30 foam. It's like, okay, so who was that? Was it Fleury or? I remember somebody talked about the fact that it comes, maybe it was Luongo. Luongo talked about the fact that gloves are now coming basically broken in. And so I tried that right there, right out of the box, and the glove was beautiful. So it does not hinder catching pucks or opening and closing the glove at all. In fact, it makes a nice little, let me kind of show you here on the eFlex 3, because it is somewhat similar. So the CCM gloves and Reebok gloves, they have this nice little flat area, and I'm trying to see here. Yep, this nice little flat area right here that really cradles the stick. So if I grab a stick here and kind of show you, just like that, you can see it kind of fits into that little groove. Let me see. There we go. And it works out really nice. So you're not going to have any problems whatsoever with your with closing the glove with that D30 foam in it. And I really like that D30 foam. Like I talked about that quite a bit in my review. That it's a very interesting foam that's like very pliable when you're just kind of touching it, but when it gets impacted, it basically turns very solid, and so it's really nice for protection. Their pants also have that, so it's pretty cool. All right, let's keep going. Sean got his Bryant's Genetic Pro 2 with a custom intermediate palm. Very nice. So let me know how that works out for you, because I've always kind of wondered about the intermediate palm, because I have smaller hands, and so sometimes, like a pro glove with a regular hand in it, it feels like maybe a little large. And so I know that one of the recommendations is to try to use like an intermediate. That might be too small, so I'm kind of concerned about that. But hey, let me know how it goes. Michael's asking, when am I going to get into a set of Brian's? I don't know. I'm working on it. Let's put it that way. I'm hoping to. There were plans to at one time, and I'd still really like to because I've used some Brian sets before. So it would definitely be fun to get in a set and use it full time for a while. Recommend any stretching exercises for young goalies. So that's a good question. I tend to be very flexible, and that's probably from, like, I did it the completely wrong way. So when I first started being a goalie, what was I, like 12 or 13, something like that, and through 14 I was still, pretty noobish. Basically the way I did it was every time I had a groin pull or something like that, I would continue stretching, and I don't know whether that's good or bad. I don't know anything about, physical therapy or whatnot, but basically when that would happen, I would just continue to stretch, and eventually I was able to get even more flexible. I am also like naturally flexible, and so I can put my arm behind my head in a weird way. But when it really comes down to like what kinds of stretching exercises to do, really what I would recommend doing is like watching some of my my Catalyst videos, the Catalyst up here. And I have a ton more of those that are coming up. I am like 6 or 7 videos behind on those. And I do some stretching during those, so you might just want to watch those and see if you like it. Otherwise, I probably will eventually do a video on some of the stretches that I do. It would be kind of weird to do it here because I don't have that much space back there. I do have a yoga mat over there, so I don't know. Maybe if I'm feeling spry later, I will. We'll see. Let's see here. What are my thoughts on the Total One NXG goalie stick? I don't know a thing about it, unfortunately. Which brand do I prefer for the pads? Well, I mean, I've been using CCM and Reebok pads for a very long time, and so I really like those. I have also used some Brian's pads and some other pads. I used Bauer. The NXG pads were really nice. I did try the Odin 1S pads, but I only got in them for like an hour or two, but they seemed really nice. Like if I was going to buy another set, it'd probably be those. But I haven't done that myself. Let's see here. You always try to get CCM or Pastel gear. Will you try any Bauer gear? So yes, I will. In fact, I have a 1S glove up there. So I have not used this glove yet in a game, but I did snag this glove, no pun intended, for a good deal. So I couldn't pass it up, and I really want to try it. So, but some of you guys may have been following like some of the things I've been talking about on the goalie gear modification forums on Facebook. But I'm trying to figure out how to get this logo off. Not that I don't like Bauer, but because I want these to match my other ones. And so even though I can't get like light blue on it to match my eFlex 2s, at the very least it's navy and white. So it'd be nice if I could take off the red there, but this is pretty much straight out of the box. That's not bad. I do probably need to do my break-in method one time. You can kind of see that I'm kind of struggling to really get it there, but I'm really looking forward to using this glove. So more to come on that one. All right, what else we got here? What about Crow? Over or underrated? Danny, I mean, if you're asking me that question, then you know my opinion on Crawford, and I don't like Crawford. What do I think about the Bishop and Budai trade? That's a great question. So I thought it's very confusing for Tampa Bay to do that deal, and the reason why is, I know that they're going to lose Bishop at the end of the year, so I totally understand that. But now you're putting all of your season on Budai and Vasilevsky. And Vasilevsky is one of my, he's a goalie who I really like to watch too. He's really fast, fun to watch, very reaction type goalie. He probably has some learning and maturing to do, learning his positioning, but he's just a really fun goalie to watch. So he has a very bright future in Tampa Bay. But like from LA's perspective, now they have two number one goalies. That makes a lot of sense, right? But I also wonder, like, Jonathan Quick has never seemed to me to be one of those goalies who really likes competition. And so it makes me wonder, like, how will Quick react to that? And so far, I mean, I watched his game the other day. Everyone's talking about that save in the shootout, which looked nice, but I mean, honestly, like, he didn't get his glove on it. He got his pad on it. It was a fun save to watch. Um, but I just kind of wonder, like, mentally, how will that do with Quick and Bishop there? Right before the shootout, I remember Quick kind of goes over to the side, and I don't remember him saying a word to Bishop, which I thought was kind of weird. It's one of those, like, non-verbal things, like when you're watching it. It's like, whenever I went to the bench and I had a backup goalie, I would talk to the backup goalie or talk to the coach or whatever, and Jonathan Quick just never seems to be that way. And people are different, so maybe he just doesn't like the talk or whatever. Whatever. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Quick, though. He comes off like Crawford to me, like very, very into himself, and it's like, whatever. But he's fun to watch. Of course, he needs to do the splits like a lot less often. And then another thing too is he's one of those goalies where he does the reverse VH. And I mean, I have seen so many goals go in on him in the reverse VH. It's completely inappropriate. I think he's probably gotten better at it, but I remember at the beginning of the season he had let in like 5 of those goals. Was it the beginning of the season or was it last season? I can't remember now. But it was a lot of goals. Should I buy the CCM Premier pads or Extreme Flex 2 Pro? LP, I think that's completely up to your style of goaltending. So if you like pucks that, rebound off really quick, that are more of a blocking style pad, go with the Premiers. And if you like a pad that's going to allow you to control those rebounds in close, use those. So a really good example of that. In fact, I can probably show you guys. I know there's a way. Let me see here. Let me open up another browser really quick. And I'll share my browser with you. And so this will be kind of a new thing. Do I really want to sign in? Probably not. And I don't know how much you guys are going to be able to hear this or not. So what did I name that video? I have too many videos. Alright, so let me bring this up. And I'm trying to think here, because I don't know how this is going to do with the audio. So if this screws it up, then just like say something in chat, and then I'll look. So let me bring up really quick though my last game. And at one point in the game, this guy takes a full-on slapper, and it dies like right as soon as it hit my pad, and it was fantastic. It was kind of a weird situation because I wasn't expecting it to react like so quickly like that, but it ended up working out pretty well. So let me find that really quick for you, and that way you can see like how the eFlex 2 line really works. Should just take me a minute here. I don't know why this is taking so long. And I just got to the end of the video and I have no idea. Oh wait, was that it? Sorry for the radio silence here. I know that's not fun. So here, I'm gonna switch to browser here. We're gonna see how this goes. So let me in fact, let me move this over here. I have two monitors here, and so I'm kind of switching between the two. Sorry, because I have to like watch myself as I'm doing this, and then also watch like what's going on. So I'm gonna switch now, and let me know if the audio cuts out or something. All right, so you can see here. Here's my game video, and I'll make it bigger so you guys can see. And I don't know, I'm gonna put it on mute because I don't know what you guys can hear or not hear. But there was one save in here somewhere where it just completely died, and it was beautiful. And you wouldn't really expect any other pad to work this way, but Oh, there it was. All right, so watch this. Okay, so I'm gonna. Okay, here we go. It just hits my pad, dies, and I wasn't really expecting it to. So there it is, right in front of me. And like normally with like a Premier pad, and I don't know if you guys can see my mouse or not, but with a Premier pad, that would have hit my pad and probably gone off out into the slot. So my guy here may have gotten it, or maybe this guy that's over on the on my left side or his right there would have been able to get to that. But nonetheless, that's what happened here. So I'll just kind of show you guys one more time. It's an easy little wrist shot. I mean, that ice was terrible. You could not get a good shot off or anything. But so here it comes, hits my pad, dies. I was able to control that rebound pretty quickly. So yeah. So hopefully that worked out well for you guys. Hopefully you guys could see that. So, all right, let's keep going. Which stick do you use? That's a good question. So actually, the two sticks that I normally use aren't even down here. They're upstairs in the garage next to the car. So they're two blue ones. Basically, I can't even show you really because I cut them down, and so. But I mean, they're basically the CCM Pros that are there. All right. Vincent recently got a full custom Paso set, in which I recently posted on the Facebook page. Awesome. I also got one of their sticks, composite foam core. Have you used their sticks? Yes. In fact, see, I ended up selling all of my Navy ones because they had a grip. They had the Hashik grip, and I wasn't really a huge fan of that. You can see here, I still have my red one and my red and white ones, and so yes, I have. And Paso sticks are really, really good. Like, I really like my Paso sticks. One of my favorite parts about it, they're really light and extremely durable. So I think you're really going to like those. I'm excited for you. If you've ever tried synthetic ice, is it like real ice? So the only time I have ever tried synthetic ice was when I was a teenager. So this is like 15, 17 years ago, something like that. And if you guys have seen like hockey treadmills, and I hated doing the hockey treadmill, like completely hated it. But it has synthetic ice on it. And man, it doesn't ruin your skates, but you go through blade pretty easily there. It's not that fun. What's my opinion on Von Gear? Good stuff. It's really about it. I haven't used it in a very long time. Donkey, you're here from Norway. It's 2:11 in the morning, or at least it was 2:11. I'm like 20 minutes behind on this broadcast here now. So, what happened to the Premier Chesty? I ended up selling that. And really, I didn't intend to sell the Premier Chesty. What actually happened was the guy who bought my Premier set, because my Premiers were too big, and so I had to sell those. I wasn't going to use them as often, and I had worked out a deal for the set, and I sent him to him, and he's like, "Hey, where's the chest protector and the pants?" And I'm like, because I was also selling them at the same time, or I was considering selling them at the same time, and I'm like, "You only bought the set." And then he was like, "Oh, I need the pants and the chesty too." So I sold them. I sold them in a set to him. But I really wasn't intending to sell it. Like, maybe if I got a good price, I probably would. But and it was a good chest protector. The problem was the outside of the shoulder cap. I had gotten like 5 shots off my shoulder, and it's like, I'm mostly using my Paso at the time, and so I just went back to using my Paso. Yeah, Michael. By the time he reads it, the next comment will be 10 minutes later. That's exactly right. And actually, it was 20 minutes later. Sorry. Helgi's from Iceland. Very nice. So I know a goalie who's in Iceland. His name's Victor Eliasson. Though I don't know if he's still playing goalie up there. He had some Icelandic pads. Like, they were Brian's pads, but they were Icelandic themed. And so they had like the Icelandic crest and a bunch of a bunch of like symbols and stuff like that on him. They were an absolutely sweet set, and he's a great guy. So if you ever see Victor up there, I know that Iceland is very small. Basically, the entire country is like basically the city that I live in terms of population. So, and I know pretty much every goalie, I think, that's around. So I can only imagine how it would be living in a community that's that small, even though it's a whole country. That's pretty cool. Oddly enough, I've met an odd amount of Icelandic people for being in St. Louis. Like I've met like 3 or 4, and it's a very small country. And I think one was a doctor, one was Victor, and then like 2 others, and I can't remember why I met them. It's just kind of weird. Anyway, how relatable is the Bioreactor 2000 goalie stick up to the Bauer Total One NXG goalie stick? I don't have a clue, Tindy. I wish I knew for you, but I don't. I don't know. I don't even know what the Bioreactor 2000 goalie stick looks like, to be honest. Most goalies, what is it, the 7000? Most goalies who I know who use Bauer goalie sticks, yeah, use the 7000. And those tend to be pretty good sticks. Okay. Your Brian's glove just broke. How did you break a Brian's glove? Slother? The plastic inside of it or something? What pads am I buying next? So I have the eFlux 3s. They should be on the way. And then I know that I'm going to get a set of Passos here eventually. I have no idea when, but I know I'm going to get a set of those. I'm trying to think if there's any of them. Like I really want to get an Odin set, but they're too expensive for my budget right now. But I would love to get an Odin set eventually. And I'd really like to get a Brian set eventually too. So we'll see. And I'm not saying I wouldn't like a Vaughn set either, but like I have a limited budget here, so I can't be buying pads all the time. What stick should I buy? I think that depends on like what your budget is. So I love my CCM sticks. I love my Passo sticks. Those are my 2 favorites. There are other stick manufacturers and other reviews out there that I've done for like the Infinity goalie sticks. I think those are really nice sticks too. They're a little heavier. So if you want something that maybe has a little more heft to it, and but I don't know anything about the durability. Like generally, the heavier the stick or the mightier the stick, if you will, it'll be more durable. But I don't really know that for a fact. Slother, I can't tell you whether you should buy the V7s or the Premier Pros. I do know that I liked the Premier Pros. I wish they were in my size so I could have used them from far longer. But I don't know anything about the V7s really. Oh no, Flash. You're asking like the worst goalie question ever. How does sizing work for goalie sticks? And that is like the worst. That is like the worst question ever. Because ultimately, and I don't know if I have a ruler here or not. Well, I do, but it's not going to be long enough. So generally, the way to measure a goalie stick is to measure it from either this point right here or this point, and it depends on which manufacturer. And generally, you'll go all the way down to this point down here. So usually I do it from up here, and I think that's the way that Passo does it. And that's typically the way that you'll do it. There are some other manufacturers out there though, so like Warrior, where their sizing, is it Warrior or Bauer? I don't, maybe both, where their sizing like is a little bit different, so it's actually a little bit higher. I have no idea how they size their stuff. It's like an inch or an inch and a half above like what my Premier or Passo measurement is. All right, so am I going to try the Warrior G3 set? I don't know. Probably not, but we'll see. All All right. Have I ever used a double T? So I have not used a double T since I was probably like 15 or 16. I'm trying to remember if that was even a double T, because that was a Vaughn T5500 glove. Yeah, maybe that wasn't even a double T. And I think, actually, now that I think of it, the only double Ts I've ever used were, and I'm trying to think from memory here, so I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the Paso glove that I had was a double T. And I had for a little while some Stomp pads. If you guys are aware of Stomp, I had some Stomp pads for a while, and I'm pretty sure that was a double T. That's going way back. All right, the Professor strap. Don't have a clue. I mean, I haven't used it, so I can't really talk about it. What do I think of KVG? KVG is a friend of mine. He's going to be on a future live stream. In fact, I was really hoping to get him on this live stream, but he's on a trip right now with some buddies. So, but KVG we've played against each other since we were high schoolers. In fact, back in that room over there, I actually have a letter that basically said that I didn't make this team, and Mike McKenna did make it. So Mike McKenna, the pro goalie, I've played him with him for a long time, and KVG was like the second runner-up. So so that's kind of fun. So we go way back. All right, let's see here. So yes, I do like KVG. Thank you, Grady. Appreciate it. All right, trying to see what else is here. All right, what is the difference between goalie skates and player skates? Well, now, if you would have asked me that like a year or two ago, I would have said, generally goalie skates have like a large cowling that's on it that protects your foot. Nowadays, you have, one-piece goalie skates that the cowling is basically built into the skate. And so that's kind of interesting. And because I do see some chat here, I do want to... So, you guys are talking about, like, KVG. And you do know that, like, Kane Van Gate is not actually, like, the way that he is in real life. Like, KVG, it's complete acting. He's a funny guy. He's a good goalie. He's a funny guy, and but it's completely acting. So first of all, he's not really that into himself, and he's not stupid, clearly. In fact, for that matter, he went to basically one of the best high schools in the area. So he's a smart guy, and he's a funny, cool guy. So, but just understand that like the personality you see in the KVG videos is not his actual personality. So some people don't seem to get that, or don't seem to get jokes for some reason. I swear some people have been hit on the head like way too much, and it's like, clearly it's a joke, guys. So I'm just being honest there. So yes, I am gonna get the E-Flex 3s. I'm not gonna comment on that one. Interesting. Some of the things that you guys are talking about is completely untrue, but I'm not going to tell you exactly what I'm referring to. But there's a lot of, let's just say there's a lot of stuff that's out there that maybe another social media person says is true, but isn't. So, and it's kind of funny I hear both sides of it, and I know what the truth is. So anyway, I'm going to leave it right there. Okay, so on that note though, so I'm not going to bring out my Instagram and what I said, but I'm just going to say it again here. Like, when you guys are choosing who to watch on social media, like on YouTube and on Instagram and stuff like that, follow the people who want what's best for everyone. like, don't follow guys who do nothing but like rag on other people all the time, or like it's funny to like make jokes about Crawford or whatever, or like Allen. Like sometimes I make jokes about both of them, but I'll give credit when it's due. But I'm not out there saying like, man, this guy sucks, or um, like this other guy who makes videos, he's terrible and he should stop or whatever. Yeah, none of that like is helpful to anyone, and that's what the Goalie Crease Network has been about ever since I got involved. It's always been a very welcoming and nice and helpful community. So first and foremost, like I would hope that if a goalie asks you a question, that you would help them, and having a terrible attitude is the exact wrong thing to do, or to be full of yourself, like in real life, be full of yourself, or be stupid about it. It's not helpful. And if you're a person like that, I hope you unsubscribe to me, because I don't like that at all. We should all be helpful, and we should all be nice, and it's not all about like getting pads, and it's not all about like trying to get free stuff all the time or whatever. It's not about that at all. It's about helping people. And that's why I do the videos that I do, because most of the time I'll leave in the goals, unless they're like crazy embarrassing, then I may take them out. But I leave in the goals so you guys can see like, where are my struggles, or where do I need to get better. I put up my workout videos, even though like at the beginning of them, I am clearly overweight and I need to get better with that. But it's all about helping each other. So if I have to be a little bit embarrassed in order to help you guys, then I'm willing to do that. And I spend a lot of money every year on like new goalie pads and new technologies and stuff like that to be able to help you guys. So that's what I'm hoping that you guys continue to do, especially when you guys are doing videos out there. And if you guys are doing, what's in my bag videos, and people ask you questions about your gear, give truthful, honest, and transparent answers about those. And just ragging on people, or ragging on people who you should be friends with, is not what this is about. And lying about pads or lying about relationships with manufacturers is not what it's about either. So if you're in that category, then you're not welcome in the Goalie Crease Network, because that's not what we're about. So I'll get off my soapbox now, and I have like 5 trillion more questions to try to figure out here. So okay, so let's see here. Should I get a set of Coho pads and gloves this spring? So first of all, yeah, I loved my Coho pads. The only reason I even got rid of the Coho pads, which reminds me now, I need to figure out where my mask is. Because I know that Coho is coming out with new pads. So I went ahead and arranged for, basically I did a trade, of the Coho pads for that Kyver helmet. And so I need to get that Kyver helmet in so I can review that for you guys. I haven't heard from him in a couple weeks. I don't know what's up with that. So we'll see. But I loved my Coho pads. Like, there are some people who were like, clearly they're not as good as the CCM pads. And it's like, no, like, these are really good pads. Like, when I played in championship games, I had no problems using those Coho pads. In fact, those gloves were really nice. And well broken in. So I had no problems whatsoever in using the Coho gear. So let's see here. Is Goalie Monkey going to have a gap? Oh, so I actually just got to that. Yes, they will have new Coho pads. I can't remember the last date that I heard, if I remember correctly, was May or June or something like that. So hopefully we'll see those pretty soon, because I'd really like to get in some Coho pads too. Like, I've been looking forward to those since like probably like August. I think originally they were supposed to come out in November or December. So I've been looking forward to those for a long time, especially because the graphic on them are sweet. So I can't wait for you guys to see those. All right, let's see. Let's see what else is here. All right, I should try the Warrior Ritual leg pads. Yeah, I mean, I'd like to. Why is this dude talking about bowling? Blocking that guy. Yes, I tried the Infinity Goalie stick. I kind of talked about that. So, like, I'm talking about this stuff before you guys are even answering. Or, like, you guys are answering it, but I'm talking about it and then I don't even see your answer until later. So it's completely unhelpful at this point. All right. So why is he not answering those questions? Because I'm 20 minutes behind on your questions. Sorry. All right. At some point, I'm just going to have to like go to the end here, but we'll see. What angle is my E-Flex 3 glove? I got 590 again. I didn't get their stock option is 600, but I wanted to stick with the 590. So I don't know if I'm going to get the E-Flex 3 stick or not. I don't know that there even is one. I don't have a clue. Okay, what do I eat before a game? Usually I don't eat anything like 2 or 3 hours before a game, just because I don't want to like eat something that's upsetting. I don't eat anything special though, so I just try to keep it somewhat light. That's really about it. Have you ever played at the STL Outlet Mall? That's known as the Mills, and yes, I have. Quite a bit. Blocking that guy. All right. Yeah, whatever Patrick was saying, he's now banned, so I don't know what he's talking about now. Or I mean, he can't talk about anything now, so whatever. Okay, so what are the new Coho pads? And do any NHL? So no NHLers use them. I don't know that any will because they're not out yet. But we'll see. All right. All right. So let's see here. See, this is the problem with like being 20 minutes behind. Is like Patrick's saying stuff and I don't know what he was saying. And then I had to block him. So I could actually go back and see what he was saying, but apparently he was not very nice, so sorry. And then, yeah, Justin's being whatever. So, and, you know, people like Patrick and Justin are the exact kinds of guys I'm talking about. So, they're gone. All right, so let's see what else here. So, yes, the full E-Flex 3 set is what I will be wearing here pretty soon. Now, did you guys see a picture of that? Because like I posted on Instagram, and I'm trying to think here. Yes, DiMaggio, I do like you. I'm trying to think here. I know I have a picture, so let me see if I can find a picture on my computer really quick. I could have sworn that I took a screenshot. Trying to think of how to find it. All right. It's going to take me a second. Sorry. I have a lot of pictures and whatnot. I don't see it on there. Let me look in my pictures folder. I don't see it there either. Premiere review. That's not it. Screenshots? No, that's not it. I don't know why I can't find it. Like, I should be able to find it, because it wasn't that long ago that I did it. This really should be pretty easy, but I'm not able to find it right now for whatever reason. I may have done it on my other computer. And of course, like Instagram, you can't really look at Instagram that easily on a computer, which is annoying. So let me see if I can just like happen to find it really quick. There we go. All right, so let me figure out here. Let me put it in my other tab. All right, so let me switch again. All right, so here's my Instagram, and here's what my E-Flex 3 pads will look like. So white and red. So the reason I got white and red of course, is because I just got rid of the co-host set, right? And those were white and red. So I needed to have something to replace that set with, because I often play on teams that have some red. And so I'm really looking forward to this set, though. I love the graphic. I think CCM really hit it out of the park this time. Sometimes, the graphics, for any company can be a little less than enthusiastic about, but these I'm really looking forward to. So it should be a lot of fun. And it looks like 444 people liked it too, so that's nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to those. And it kind of looks like Transformer-ish. Not that I'm a Transformers fan or whatever. Like, I grew up with Voltron, which was way better than Transformers. But nonetheless, that's what it looks like. So, all right. Let me go back here. If you guys want to see anything else, just let me know. So, yeah, I say a lot. Sorry. And you're not blocked, so whatever. I'm like blocking way too many people today, but whatever. Oh my gosh. There are a lot of things. Okay, so what do I think of Scott Darling? So I like Scott Darling. I don't really like his pad style, but he's a good story. If you don't know anything about his background, you should look him up. Like, I don't want to spoil the stuff for you, but he's gone through a lot of stuff. And the fact that he's an NHL goalie now is pretty cool. Swish, you're killing me, man. Crawford is the best goalie in the NHL, is what Swiss42 says. So, I think you're just trying to razz me now. All right, so let's see. What do I think about wall masks? Wall masks are pretty nice. I did have one. The funny thing about wall masks is the one. Let's see, how many wall masks have I had? One or two? I remember the one that I had, and I can't remember what the model is now. I remember doing a review on it. Very good mask. But I'd probably use it in maybe a rec hockey sort of thing, like C or D level. And then the other one that I used, what was that? The W6 that I used. It was a very nice mask. But it was pretty much the exact same mold as another mask that I used to use. And the reason I could tell is because on the back plate, the holes were asymmetric, so they weren't lined up perfectly, like they should be. And so I knew exactly where that mold came from. So that was kind of funny. Gear review in the bag. I mean, if you have any questions about any of the gear back there, feel free to ask. I mean, otherwise, I've talked about it all before in the past, so I don't know what I would say that's new. Might be kind of boring. Okay, so Colton wants to know, I'm looking to switch from the E-Flex pads to the Premier pads. Can you tell me about the differences in rebound control and the pros and cons of the two pads? So that's a great question. So, and you see, I've had a lot of people ask about going the other way from Premier to E-Flex, but how about the other way? So from E-Flex to Premier. Because when I was growing up, the big thing was to have rebounds, go all over the place. You especially saw that in the 590s the 590 set, which was the true first really flat-faced pad style. Maybe the 570s. Yeah, but then the 580s were more of a softer pad. So then you had the 590s, which are more flat face, even though they did have knee rolls. And then the first Premiers, the P1s, the true P1s, those let out rebounds like no other. So that's when you first saw these huge rebound pads. And then you've been seeing a lot of goalies going back to the softer style pad, and then they kind of go back and forth, just like I have. So if you are going from the E-Flex pads, which are way softer, to the Premier pads, which are way harder, you're going to notice those rebounds are going to kick right out into the slot or past the slot. So rebound control is much more important. You have to make sure that every rebound gets kicked out into a corner, or gets kicked out where there's no one waiting for it. So that can be a little more difficult. Otherwise, to be perfectly honest, I don't think you're going to notice a huge difference between the two. And I know that there are construction differences between the two, And there are more, like, the flexibility of the two pads. Like, E-Flex pads are way more flexible than the Premier pads, which tend to be way stiffer. But I'm able to go back and forth between the two pads, and it's not really a big deal. So that's really about it. As far as gloves go, I mean, usually the E-Flex pads have more of a traditional construction to them than the Premiers, but really that's gone away in these past ones. So they're pretty much the same now, outside of a couple features here and there. Do I like roller bags more than the carry bags? So yes, and the reason why is because of why I just did that. Even just talking about carrying my bag makes my back hurt. And so I've had quite a few back injuries. And so having a roller bag has saved my back. Unfortunately, I was really stupid in college, and I had a roller bag from Reebok, and the wheels broke on it, and so I started like wearing it like a backpack. Backpack. There we go. I don't know why I couldn't say that. Whatever. And that really hurt my back, like really badly. Like now I have like 5 discs in my back with disc degenerative disorder, or degenerative disc disorder. And one of them is basically bulging and has an annular tear in it. So I have a lot of back issues. And the fact that I can wheel my bag now is a lifesaver. And I've had that sumo bag. Like, this is an ongoing discussion that's on Facebook right now in the Goalie Crease network group. So if you're not a part of that group yet, definitely come be part of the group. But one of the ongoing conversations right now is about like the best wheeled bag or something like that. And I love my sumo goalie bag. Like, I've had that thing for what, like, has it been like 4 or 5 or 6 years now that I've had it? And it's beautiful. So I like it. So Jacob, you got a shutout this morning. Congratulations, bud. That's awesome. It's been a while since I've had a shutout. I can't remember the last one. I'm trying to think here when the last one would have been, because I probably would have talked about it in a video. Like, I got a shutout, but I don't. Going back to like September, I'm still not even seeing a shutout. Oh, there's sweet shutout glory. That was August 24th. That was probably my last shutout, sadly. And I see some of you guys looking to join the Facebook group. So yeah, anytime you guys want to be a part of it, and it looks like you were already accepted. So look at that, somebody's already on it. Cool. So let's see. Oh, DiMaggio. Last night, I ruined a shutout with 5.9 seconds left. That is really disappointing. All right. Tishan, I don't think that Carey Price is going to get the Vezina since he's back from injury. He's not having a great season. I mean, I'm not saying he's doing bad, but he's not having a great season like he was the year before when he was just completely lights out, incredible. Yeah. I have not used an Otney mask. I think maybe you had asked that on my Goalie Crease channel too. But how do I feel about the use of a Dangler? I love using the Dangler, and I don't like throat and clavicle guards. And that's just because I don't like stuff like right against my neck. So complete personal preference. Like, I know that most goalies should probably be wearing both, to be honest. But nonetheless, I only wear a Dangler, and I love the Dangler. All right, so let's see here. Will I be getting new Vapor, the Bauer Vapor skates? I don't know. I'd really like to. I want to try them because they look really nice. So I would love to wear those. In fact, KVG actually just messaged me not that long ago, and was it earlier this week? Maybe last week. And he asked if I wanted to borrow his. We just happen to wear the same size, and we both live we're like 30 minutes away from each other. So eventually I'm going to try his skates probably, and then I'm going to invite him on this channel. We're going to do a live stream together, and he'll give us his KVG review in character. And then for those of you who don't know, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, in the United States. All right. Oh, Jacob, you're from Sarnia. Very nice. I spent some time living in Newmarket, so I know that's not that far away. What's speed skin? So that's a great question. So speed skin is a new material for CCM pads. I'm really looking forward to it because I got all of my pad in speed skin. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Supposedly what it does, it's like a microfiber, if you will. And there's like little tiny raised edges that allow you to basically kind of float on top of the ice. So we'll see how that goes. Will you ever do a room tour? A step up tour? I don't know what you mean by that. Like a step up tour. Like, I think I've showed you guys this room before, but there's really nothing that exciting about it. I mean, I'm not going to show you guys, but over here are a bunch of philosophy books, and then over here are a bunch of philosophy books. And this is my gaming setup, and then I got all my goalie stuff back there. And then over there, I have a bunch of more philosophy books, and then it's like a little workout area that's incredibly messy right now. So I shouldn't show you guys because it looks terrible. Is there a new Transformers movie coming out? Like, how many of those things are they going to do? Okay. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh, Mr. DiMaggio's from Michigan. I have a lot of family in Michigan. A lot. Do I have any animals at home? Unfortunately, I have a dog. I don't like dogs. Oh, Beast, you're in St. Louis too. I was kind of wondering. I figured that you were probably in St. Louis, considering you talked about the St. Louis Outlet Mall, which, first of all, nobody calls it that. Even though I think that is its name now, everyone just still calls it the Mills. So yeah. When did I start playing hockey? So that's a good question. I think what I always tell people is I started when I was 7. I'm going to be honest. I don't know that that's true. Like, thinking back on it, I'm pretty sure I was in 2nd grade, which would make me about 7. But something tells me that I wasn't really 7. I'm not sure. I may have been like 9 or something. I wish I had... I can't remember where the picture is. It's probably in the back somewhere, but I have a picture of what I looked like back then. Like, this was like back before kids wore face masks. So that's how long it was that I've been playing hockey. In fact, I remember I took a puck in the eye, and it wasn't very nice. And so then they immediately made everyone wear cages. So that was kind of funny. All right, so let's see. David just had surgery on his knee to repair a torn ACL after a player fell on his leg and it twisted. Anything to say for a comeback after injury? I'll tell you what. I mean, the only thing that I really say to that is, especially if you had a torn ACL and you're coming back, then you're obviously doing physical therapy. So, most importantly, of course, listen to your physical therapist, and come back on the ice gently. So here's what I would recommend. Like, you don't want to come back in a game because there's no backup goalie there, right? So if you end up getting injured again, then that puts out everyone. So if you have any like pickup skates or stick and pucks, go to a bunch of those first and get your movements back down first. Try out some pushes and some positional stuff, and work your way up to really using that knee again. So just be more careful with it. That's what I'd say. All right, and I see like some people are like leaving and some are coming. We are like 42 people, and so some people probably didn't listen in the beginning. But yes, I am getting the eFlex 3 pads. And then somebody asked about my gaming channel. So that technically I still have the gaming channel, but I haven't put up any videos in a while. There's like a couple videos on there. The unfortunate part is that my favorite game that I usually play, like the server that I usually play on, just shut down this week. And so now I'm really sad. Like it's like, what am I going to do tonight? Like, I think I'm going to write like a philosophy article. I have a new topic to write about. But otherwise, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. It makes me sad. How come the 580 isn't available in the eFlex 3 line? I don't know. I thought it was. I'm trying to think here. I could have sworn I remember seeing it in the drop down, but I could be wrong. Let's see here. Okay, so what else have we got going on here? Do I like Brian's? Yeah, I like Brian's gear. I've tried it several times. My friend Matt, and most of you guys probably know Matthew. He goes by Mash, and he runs what is it called? It's on the Goalie Guild. He doesn't Pads Tracker. So, and here I'll show you guys. If you guys are unfamiliar with Pads Tracker, which I can't imagine that you would be, but so here's Pads Tracker, and oh, it's moved to the Goalie Archive. So here's Pads Tracker, and my friend, let's see if he lists them out. Page not found. What's going on, Matt? Anyway, there's a surprising amount of goalies in St. Louis who are pretty well known. So you have like me, of course, Goalie Crease Network. You have KVG, he's also here in St. Louis. You have MASH, who's also in St. Louis. Mike McKenna, he's from St. Louis. KVG and I have played with him for a long time. So you have an odd amount of St. Louis people. But anyway, if you don't know about this, I'm going to assume that most of you guys know about this site already. But just in case you don't, this is a great website that shows you what all the setups are in the NHL. So this is really nice too when you are doing your designs for your pads. So let's say if you were like, this is what I did when I was going to get my eFlex 3 set. So you go through and you find all the eFlex 3s. Let's keep going. Any more? There's a bunch more. And let's just look at these really quick. So we got this. Oh my gosh, how many eFlex 3s are rocking it in the NHL right now? All right, we got a lot going on here. All right, so Gibson. Okay, so nice pads. Okay, but we see here like, you know, 2 colors, and we see which ones he has. Bernier's looks very nice. Okay, so you got 3 colors there. I like his treatment up here. That's kind of nice and sharp. You got Louis Domingue in Phoenix. Really nice guy, by the way. He has a great Instagram. He gets more personal, and he has a family. They look really nice. So only 2 colors, kind of boring. Anders Nielsen, boring. Whoa, Michael Layton. Wow, I had not even seen these, but that's interesting. I don't think I'm a huge fan of this outer color. I know it matches the side roll here, but I don't think I'm a huge fan of that. But otherwise, I think this set looks beautiful. I wish these were maybe like white, and maybe that would look a little bit better. But that's interesting. We got Bobrovsky, which these should look cool, but when you see them on the ice, I don't really think they look that nice. So we're going to say no to that one. Forsberg, those are terrible. Look at that. I mean, come on. You're an NHL goalie. You can do better than this. And then you get even worse with Brian Elliott. Look at that. 1 stripe. Come on, Brian. Kari Lehtinen, here we go. And I always really appreciate Kari Lehtinen's pads, because he always does, I call them like the inverted look, because and this is the reason why. The old Coho 590s, they had a white inside here that was supposed to basically like trick shooters into shooting 5-hole, right? But Kari Lehtinen always did it the opposite way. And so he always had like the inside be color and the outside would be white. And so that's like with my eFlex 2s, they have the darker inside. and the lighter outside. So I've really always appreciated that from Kari. Carey Price, nah, more color, but I mean, come on, man. Al Montoya, I mean, if you're gonna get one stripe on these pads, he at least did it the right. He did the right stripe, but these are still boring. Pecorine, they're fine. UC Saros, boring. Berube, yeah, they're not bad. I mean, if you're gonna do 2 stripes, that's probably the ones. That's nice. Mike Condon, boring. Mason, Stolars, those look nice. Anthony Stolars, he's a nice guy too. Phoenix Copley, no longer on St. Louis. He's now in Washington. Boring. McElhaney, those are okay. I saw those in the game, what was that, last night? They didn't look too bad. Holtby, boring. And Hutchison, wow. Yeah, Hutchison's always been kind of interesting. And let's see here. Let's see here if we can bring up like pads or something. Yeah, so he's always had some interesting ones. I always like these Bryans that he had, right? Oh, look at this. Yeah, those are beautiful. So nice. So the fact that he went to something this dark is a little bit weird, but nonetheless, whatever. But anyway, that's basically the exact same thing that I do when I get new pads, and then I kind of look at like, what things have other people done first, and that gives you a good sense of like, like what looks good, especially out on the ice. What looks good. Because what looks good on like these customizers sometimes does not always look the best once it gets out on the ice. So you just gotta be a little careful there. So that's what I like to do. And then my friend Rick, he gets to be I don't know if it's a beneficiary or whether it's like an annoyance that I send him like 19 different designs, and I'm like, what do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? What do you think of this one? And stuff like that. So how did Patrick get back? Block him again. All right, let's see what else is going on. All right, so you played goalie with no mask? No, I was a defenseman back there. Sorry. I started off as a defenseman for the first like 6 or 7 years of playing hockey. Have I played center or wings before? So yes. When I play out, I started out as a defenseman, then I switched to goalie, but when I play out now, I prefer to be a forward. There's a couple reasons for that. Number one, I like to score goals. That's always fun. But the other one is because I don't really want to skate the entire time, and when you're a defenseman, like you're skating like almost all the time. So I like to be a little laggy coming back, rest the old lungs a little bit, and then take the puck back up and try to go again. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, I completely agree. Like, non-goalies will never understand why we have the pads tracker. JK, I already talked about it before. It's called Speed Skin, but basically it's the new micro material from CCM that basically you kind of float on top of the ice. It'd be kind of interesting. I did see the new Premier Chesty, and I would like to wear it. I don't know. We'll see if I get the chance. What is my least favorite position? Weird question, Mike. I have no idea. I don't know. I mean, like, for me, like, I don't like to play... I don't like to play defense, even though that's where, like, every time I join a team, they're always like, well, you're a defenseman. Because I'll block the puck. But it's like, I really don't like to be a defenseman. Tell us your life story. I don't think I'm going to do that. There's not enough time in the world. Okay. When am I going to make another goalie cam video? So, for those of you who didn't see the very beginning, I do have one video that I still have. In fact, I can give you a little... I think I have it on here. I can give you a little taste. Maybe. Let me see if I can find it. Where do I put those? I have to remember where I put all my videos. No, it's not there. Alright. I have to figure out how to like close windows and whatnot so you guys aren't seeing like everything that's going on here. Okay, so here we go. Alright, so here's all the videos that I'm behind on. So this one's the next one that'll go up, the next game video, Frozen Cup. And then we have Catalyst videos. So we have all these Catalyst videos that I still need to put up. And you can see how far back they go. So this one was in January, so I'm a couple months behind on that one. But we also have some like metabolic ones, and you can see I have all these different videos. Here's where I did some box jumps with one leg box jumps. Going up. There we go. And then here's a Frozen Cup video. So here's where you kind of see it's what the beginning of every video looks like. I don't know if you guys can hear any of this or not. Turn on mute. But like I said, you know, it's on mass cam, and these, you know, these are very polarizing videos because some people like the mass cam and other ones don't. And so we'll see. So I'll try to show you guys here. Yeah, that was the beginning of it. And when I played that game, it was like close to 50 degrees outside. Oh, there we go. So I'll show you guys here's the shot comes in advance. It's gonna come here in a minute. And it's gonna hit the camera. Here it comes. Bonk. So see if I don't know if I can hit the pause button. Oh, there we go. So here's the puck coming in. It's gonna hit the mask in the camera, and then suddenly it's looking down. And of course, me being the goalie, I had no idea that that's what's going on. And so right then I was even thinking, oh, I should check my mask, and I didn't. And so for like the next like 3 videos, I think, yeah, it's still looking down until one of my guys comes over and fixes it for me. Yeah, look at that. Look, I'm like, this is all wasted footage because I can't put this up. That'd be the most boring thing ever, right? So here we go. See, and he has a GoPro, so he fixes it for me, and I'm like, oh no, like how bad was that video? So nonetheless, there's a lot of wasted video there that will never make it. And I know that we're kind of buffering right now, so sorry. Sometimes it's buffering. I don't know why. All right. All right. So let's see what's going on here. Where did you get the stall? So that's a good question. So I got that from the company, and it's called the Goalie Pro Locker. Let me see if I can pull it up. They're very nice guys. So let me show you guys here. Pro Locker. And they do tend to be a little expensive, but nonetheless they are really nice. So here's the Pro Hockey and the Pro Elite. I believe it's this one. It used to be called the Pro Goalie. But yeah, that's the exact one that I have up there. So it's $215, which I know sounds like a lot of money, especially for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of wood. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think there's more up there though. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, maybe 14 pieces of metal or something like that. But as you can see here, and this is the way I used to do it. I used to put my pads on the sides, but it looks kind of weird now. So I just put them down below. But nonetheless, that's what it looks like, and that's where I got it from. But they are really nice locker room stuff. So, and I definitely recommend that too because let's see, yeah, you guys can see it over in the corner there. I have like a little fan, and so if I'm in like a tournament and I come home and I stick it all up, and then I use a chair over here and I put my fan on it, it'll be dry, in like an hour or two. So it's really nice. For the paddle, do I get steep or regular? I always get regular. I don't get steep. I've tried it. I wasn't a huge fan. When are you gonna try the Bauer 1S stick? I don't know. And am I gonna try the Bauer Vapors? I would like to try those Bauer Vapor pads. I have no idea whether I'm gonna be able to or not. Again, it kind of comes down to like budget and then ability. So sometimes I get to try stuff, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I have to buy it myself, sometimes I don't. So, this dude just keeps coming back, doesn't he? All right. If I order my new pads in internet, where should I go to Zek? And I'm going to assume that you mean like to buy it. It would also seem to me, given your name, that you're probably Finnish. So, or Swedish, somewhere up there. Yeah, Colton, I was wondering the same thing. We'll see if he makes another account, I guess. I guess, like, on the list of things you could be doing on a Saturday night, already, like, watching a goalie video is, like, pretty much near the end. Like, you should be, like, having fun at a party, or I don't know, spending time with your loved ones, and then like way down on the list is watching some dude on YouTube talk about his goalie pads, and then like way underneath that, like really far down, is continuing to make new YouTube accounts so that you can continue to just say on the account. So that's kind of funny. So anyway, yeah, so where should you order your pads? And yeah, you're finished. So that's what I figured by your name. I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where you're even able to buy pads in Finland. I know that Goalie Monkey has an EU division, and I've had a good time with Goalie Monkey. They're really good guys. So maybe them. I don't know. Yeah, electric. See, yeah, you're watching a goalie live stream, playing games, way up there. So, and that's what I'll probably be doing later. We'll see. Have I ever heard of Skin Effects wraps? Goalie mask vinyl wraps. They look like a cool idea. Anders Nielsen has used them over painting the mask. I had no idea that Anders Nielsen have used that. That's pretty cool though. I've seen those wraps before, and the guy from Headstrong has done that. But I've never used it myself. Still, I would totally be open to it. I mean, for one thing, so you see the painted mask up here, but one reason I have not gotten the other mask that I have on the other side, that white one that I've been wearing quite a bit, I haven't gotten that one painted because really I have like 3 mask painters who really want to paint a mask right now, but I need more masks. So then I can't figure out like a design that I want to do. So I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I do not play NHL 17. I feel like the last time the NHL series was good was in like maybe the 2000s, like early 2000s. Like, let me see here, like NHL, EA Sports, and let me see. Yeah, it was definitely before 06 because there's Vincent LeCavalier. 07 was Ovechkin. I'm trying to think here, like it would have been like maybe 2000, maybe even before that. Yeah, there was Pronger in 2000. I still remember that one being a good one. My voice is starting to go. I'm still a little bit sick. 99 was Lindros. 98. Oh yeah, 97 was Van Beesbrook. Here, I'll show you guys that in a second. NHL 97. Here, let me switch it over. Yeah, look at that. There's the old Beezer. He had like First of all, I always really liked his mask for like its simplicity, but the cage just always threw me off because he has like the certified cage on there. But then, I don't know what it was about these pads, but I remember these pads, like, I wanted them so badly. Those brown Excel pads, they just look so cool. I don't know what it was about it. Um, but that was fun. All right, let's see what else is going on. Which glove angle do I like the most? 580, 590, or 600? So I like the 590 the most. And so the 600 isn't bad. That's what a lot of people are using now. Really good for stick handling, really good for catching. The 580 takes a lot of getting used to. So if you want to try the 580, you certainly can, but it's more of a thumb push feel. So it's a little awkward on the thumb. So the reason I like the 590 though, it's really good for stick handling, it's really good for catching, and I feel like it's the biggest. Like it's the one that displays the biggest. So I like that part about it. Somebody's talking about VH skates. I have not tried VH skates. I would like to, but I haven't yet. Holt Beast. Okay, so he said, I was going to get my mask painted, but then I realized I play house hockey. That is totally cool. Like you can still get your mask painted, and like you might not want to get it painted by like a Franny Drummond up there. Like that mask would be like $1,200 or $1,400. But there's nothing that says that outside of like league rules. Patrick is back again. That's hilarious. But nonetheless, sorry, I started reading. I don't even know what I was talking about before. Whatever. I like the 590. I remember that. I remember talking about that. Oh yeah, now I remember now. Yeah, Holt Beast. Yeah, you can get your mask painted. Like unless it's against your league rules, go ahead and get your mask painted. Like I mean, I probably wouldn't spend $1,000, $2,000 on it or something, but if you're spending like 200 or 300 and you're getting something that you like and that is personalized to you, go for it. Like that's one of the cool parts about being a goalie is wearing the cool pads and wearing a cool mask. That's for you. All right, let's see what else is going on. I am moving from 590 Premier to the Brian's Genetic Pro 2. Is there going to be a big difference? Not really, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to think here. Oh, wait, the 590 Premier. Wow, that's going back. I had a pair of 590s for, I think it was 4 months, maybe. I think I got them in September, and then in January or February, I finally got rid of them. So maybe it was like 5 or 6 months. And I really liked those pads, but they were way too big for me. Like they were the old 35+1, and I remember like I was terrible in them that year, and then we went to a tournament in Michigan, and I played out of my mind. Like we were a D2 team, and we were beating D1 teams, and that was one of those times where like, when you catch a puck on a blocker and that's how you know you're on because you didn't even think about doing it and yet you still did it. I had one of those moments in a 1-to-1 tie against one of the best D1 teams in the nation. And I just played lights out that tournament. And then I went right back to being terrible right after that with the pads. So I ended up trading those 590s, or I sold the 590s and I ended up buying my P1s. So that was nice. Atu, I cannot speak any Finnish. I don't know even one word in Finnish. Like out of all the languages that I've ever taken, I've taken Spanish and Russian and French and German, and now I'm taking some Greek, but I don't know a thing about Finnish. So sorry. All right. The pads I use for street hockey slip onto the sides of my legs. Do you have any tips to keep them on my leg? So if it has toe ties, just tie it to your shoes, which I know sounds kind of funny, but like the bottom parts of your laces on the shoes, just tie it to that. And that way it'll stay, on your shoe. That's what I'd recommend doing. That's what I did as a kid, at least. All right. Let's see what else. I'm gonna go back up now. Have I ever tried a double break pad? Yes. So my what were those? My Revokes were double break. I wasn't a huge fan of double break. Well, so my Revokes were double internal and double external breaks, and my original P1 pads were double internal breaks, which I actually like that. So that wasn't bad, but the double external was like way too much flexibility. I did not like that. Like it was the old Turco style pads. But I probably have a picture of those. I might have a picture of those. Actually, you know what? I think I deleted all those pictures finally, because I remember there were I had a bunch of pictures on my Dropbox, and then I had to make room for a bunch of other stuff on there for school, and I ended up taking it off. So yeah, I don't think because I was like, I'll never need these pads again, or these pictures again, and so I ended up deleting them. So it looks like, because I'm going through now, I'm not seeing them on here. Nope. XLT. Oh, I still have pictures of my old XLTs. Or no, just the glove. That's it. So that's not as fun. Okay. Is Patrick back again? Jesus Christ. What is he doing? Like, actually, he asked an almost good question there. What do I think of Bauer? I have nothing wrong with Bauer. Like, I had the NXGs. They're great. And I really want to try those 1S Odins. And of course, I showed you guys the glove before that I'm still going to be doing. Have I tried the 1S skates? I have not tried them yet, but I'm hoping to. What did he say? Yeah. Like, what is he doing? Like, why? What could, like, there's so many other things to be doing on a Saturday night. Whatever. Yeah, whatever. I have no idea what you guys are saying in Finnish, but it's making me wonder. Okay. What else do we have to talk about? So you guys aren't asking any more questions. I guess I can power it down. It's been an hour and a half. I'm trying to think if there was anything else here. Tashan said, I haven't been able to play goalie this season because I ordered the blocker and the trapper on the right hand. Is being aggressive and challenging the shot in a shootout right. Okay, so hold on here, Tashan. You're giving me two different things here. The first one, you ordered the blocker and the trapper for the wrong hand, because that's pretty funny. And you should totally just roll with that. Like, you should just rock that, because that would be awesome. In fact, I've thought about that. Sometimes I'll get asked to play goalie at like some lesser skates, and normally I don't like to do those because every shot is flippy, and you can't read plays with a bunch of new players out there, because they don't know what they're doing. So I look terrible against these like noob guys, and it drives me nuts. But I've thought about before of whether, like, if I switch to being a full right goalie for those skates, like how that would be. I think that would be really fun. So I don't know, but I mean, it would be fun. My only concern with doing that, and you guys have seen the video where I used both both gloves, right? Like a glove on my left hand and my right hand. So I can see, like, it's easy for me, or it's easy enough for me to catch something with my right hand, right? Like if somebody throws something and it's on your right side, you just catch it, right? But imagine the blocker motion being on the opposite side. So like the blocker motion on your right side, you're used to that. But now imagine it on your left side. Like that would be really weird to do. So I think that might not work out that well, or like trying to switch between the two. I don't know. What do I think of Demon pushing players into their own goalies? I don't like that. That's what I would say to that. What's with all the questions about Scott Darling today? Like, did he do something weird that I'm unaware of? Makes me wonder. I Because I kind of already talked about him. I think he's a good goalie and he's a great story. If you had to choose, would you rather CCM premieres or eFlex 3s? Well, I haven't used eFlex 3s yet, but I really like my eFlex 2s. All right, Patrick, I'm going to give you a chance this one time because you said give me a chance. Okay, so everyone, let's give Patrick one more chance. But that's it, Patrick. Okay, so this is your last one. So anyway, the reason why I'm going to say eFlex 3 is there, even though I haven't used them yet, is because of that speed skin that you guys are talking about. I am really, really, really excited to use those or to use the speed skin. Oh, Darling got injured in practice. That's not nice. I mean, he's only out 3 weeks, so whatever. It's probably, I don't know. I'm not going to say what it probably is because I don't know what it is, but whatever. All right, so Patrick. Tommy, switch pads with KVG and have Pavel Barber shoot out on you. I would love to do that. And I would like to use KVG's pads. Of course, I'm not a full right goalie, but again, I mean, I'd give it a whirl. Okay, so let's see here. So Colton. Personally, I originally had a 2-piece glove and it broke within 4 months. But then I bought a new 1-piece and it has lasted 2 years now. Interesting. I've kind of heard some interesting things about the 2-piece versus the 1-piece. And I have heard that the 2-piece is less durable than the 1-piece, which is very surprising to me because I've seen some of the internals from the 1-pieces and the breaking plastic basically. But I really don't know much about them, and I haven't used a 2-piece glove since my original P1s. Those were 2-piece. Oh, Atu, you got injured in a game. You got a skate in your knee. Did it cut you? Because that doesn't seem very nice. Yeah, so Colton, I prefer a 1-piece now. How do I feel about Tuukka Rask? That's a good question. So Tuukka's one of those goalies where he's clearly a good goalie. Now, he's been struggling this season, but he's not that fun to watch. So I don't know. I mean, I don't have anything against him. He's just not that fun to watch, so I don't watch him that often. That, and I don't think Boston is that fun of a team to watch either, so I don't really watch a lot of their games. Composite versus foam core, CCM. I mean, if you're used to composites, try that Premier. It's a good stick. Like, it's a really good stick, but I prefer my foam cores, so that's why I continue to use those. But either way, I don't think you can go wrong. Oh, you had a 2-piece Brian's DX2 for 12 years. Still in great condition. What? That is awesome. Those DX2 pads. All right. I might have to bring up those DX2s. Because I remember those pads and I wanted them so badly. All right. Yeah, I got them up. Let me pick out a good set. Oh, look at these. These are nice. All right, hold on here. Okay, the quality of the picture stinks. It's not even going to pull up now. All right, let me see. All right, so here we go. Look at these pads. I always loved these pads. I remember, okay, I have no idea how you say his last name. Jason Bakashua, if I remember correctly, is how you say it. So Jason, funny enough, he played for the Chicago Steel when I tried out for them, if I remember correctly. But he had a set of these pads that were so nice. Look at those. That's one of the best graphics of all time, in my opinion. Like, this is just an absolutely beautiful set and a great graphic. So it kind of makes me cry to see what these new sets tend to look like. Because there are so many cool things you can do with sets and that are not being done like they used to do. So, top 5 goalies in the league. That's hard. I remember. I don't remember what my list was before, but and I'd probably want to see a list of like all the goalies. Like, Carey Price isn't doing that great, But would I still say he's out of the top 5? I don't know. I mean, you obviously have Holtby. I'm trying to think here. Like, who else is doing, like, really good? Let's see here. In fact, here, let's pull it up on my other screen. All right. All right, so we have here's the players, but we need goalies. Here we go. So look at this, Devin Dubnyk. Can you believe his stats this year? Like, I know he did really well a couple seasons ago, but I mean, he is just doing it again. And you wouldn't normally think he's that great of a goalie. I mean, like, look how terrible he was in Edmonton. And then where do you go after that? He went somewhere right after that. Okay, why is that so big? It's not rendering properly for me. But he went somewhere after that, like Nashville or something, and he was so bad they waived him. I remember they said something like he came with like the worst habits coming from Edmonton. But look at these stats, like, or sorry, so Dubnyk, yeah. So you have Holtby up here just doing incredible. Save percentage though, here's Dubnyk, 933. So how do you not put him in the top 5? Like, you wouldn't normally put him in the top 5, but he clearly deserves it. Oh, here's Darling doing really well, but he of course is not. He's not their main goalie. That's Corey Crawford down here. So it looks like Darling's stats are better than Crawford's. I don't know. So if I had to go with anything, I'd probably put Holtby at number 1. I'd still put Matt Murray in the top 5. Bobrovsky, I'd put him in the top 5. Dubnyk, I'd put in the top 5. And it's like, would I put Carey Price in the top 5 with the way he's been playing? I don't know. I'm gonna leave that last slot for something else. So, who knows? All right, let's see what else we got here. Do I like the style of Mrazek's pads? Yes, if I remember correctly. Eddie Lack being called out publicly by his coach. Okay, so I mean, first of all, I don't remember Eddie Lack being called out publicly by his coach. But if your team is so bad that you're calling out Eddie Lack, the problem is not Eddie Lack. Like, you just have a terrible team, and Eddie Lack is not a good goalie. So I mean, how do you call out a bad goalie? He's just a bad goalie. All right, what else we got here? Was it Phoenix? Hey, Rick. I talked about you earlier. Rick Schulte on there. He's a friend of mine. He's the guy who I send 20 screenshots of future pads to. And I'm sure it has to be far more annoying than it is fun. Even though Rick will probably tell you otherwise. Okay, so Thomas is asking a very good question. So, did I take down the Goalie Crease Network website? Yes, I did. But I find it concerning that it redirects to a non-working YouTube channel. That doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Because so the reason I took down the Goalie Crease Network channel is because, I took down the Goalie Crease Network forums. So first of all, participation on there was not what it used to be. Like, everyone is using like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and other social media forums. So there are very few people who are using like true forums anymore. The problem with that, of course, is I think we were using VBulletin like 4.5 or something, and they're now on like something way better. And it was basically insecure. Like, it was not. I was just waiting for us to get hacked. And I can't even tell you how many times our email server got hacked. It must have been like 7 or 8 times. So we had like Russian companies sending out emails all over the place. it was a mess. So finally, it's like, okay, if nobody's using it and it's costing me, the forums cost basically 200 or 300 a month. And the forums weren't making back that amount of money in the advertising, and so I can't continue to lose money, for as few people who are using the forums. So it made a lot of financial sense and just sense for the Goalie Crease Network in general to move it to a Facebook group where most goalies are already at, and then continue doing the YouTube channel. So if nothing else, I don't lose money anymore. Atu, that sounds terrible. So you had a skate cut that was 7 centimeters long. Of course, centimeters, I don't know how long that is. But, yeah, that's pretty long. That sounds disgusting. So hopefully you're okay. What size stick do I normally use? 26-inch CCM. And in Paso, I think it's also 26-inch, if I remember correctly. All right. What, Patrick? Now I have to block you again. And then I just did it again anyway. So Puck Stopper says, I love CCM and hate their chesties. Have you tried the Premier pants? Because I like them, and I rushed into getting pants because I really needed pants. Actually, really needed plants. Should I get them? So yes, I really like the CCM pants are really nice, and their chest protectors too are generally really nice. And if I had taken more time to break it in, it probably would have worked out fine. But I'm switching gear like all the time, and so I need gear to like work right, like right now. And after getting hit like the 5th time on the outside of my shoulder, it's like I'm not doing this anymore. So yeah. Anyway. What do I think of the new Brian Heritage pads? I haven't seen them. Unless I saw a set come through on the Brian's Instagram channel the other day that had like a vintage material that looked really nice. But if it's a new design, I haven't seen them. Does the NHL equipment size reduced affect us? Yes, because I can guarantee you, basically manufacturers only want to make gear a single way, right? And so they will make pads that, if it's NHL restrictions, then they're gonna, put that in the retail pads too, typically. How old are you? I'm 33 years old, so I'm an old guy. Let's see. Sad that the high school season is over. Yeah, I think the local high schools here, I think the championship game might be next week, if I remember correctly. So I might even go see it or something. It'd be kind of fun. It's been a while since I've been out to one of those games. How do I feel about Montreal getting rid of Michel Therrien and hiring Claude Julien? I don't know. I mean, for one thing, I don't think it was the coach's fault. Like, what, they had lost like the last 9, or they went like 1-8 or something like that. But ultimately, Carey Price was not playing very well. So I think, honestly, most of it was because Carey Price didn't play well, and the team didn't play good enough in front of him. And so they fired the coach to see if it would make a difference. So it's the easiest change, to be honest. Like, it's very easy to change a coach. It's much harder to trade away players, or you can't trade away a guy like Carey Price, Elastic toe ties. So I've tried elastic toe ties. I know that some guys really like them. I've had a lot of people ask me if I would be interested in trying them again. And the problem for me is that often with with elastic toe ties is that it puts a lot of pressure on the outside of my ankle, and I've had some ankle injuries on both ankles. So I try to stay away from things that put too much undue pressure on the outsides of my ankles. Let's see. White or black stick tape? I don't know. White. I mean, black usually is like more sticky. It's kind of gross. I don't know. Let's see here. Stanley Cup favorite. I'm going to go with the Penguins again this year. I mean, how do you not go with the Penguins? It's basically the same team as they had last year, but they're playing better. Matt Murray is playing better. And they just picked up Mark Streit, who's a solid D-man. So I think you have to go Pens again. We'll see. All right, so Alex, you want a new mask for next season? You don't want to spend $800. I don't blame you, but it is a very important part of your body, so don't underspend. What I'd recommend doing, honestly, see if you can pick up a Bauer 961 on eBay. Usually, you can find them like slightly used for like 500 or $600. So you're getting an $800 or $1,000 mask for $600. That's what I'd recommend doing. That's my favorite mask by far. Do I think Fleury will be traded in the future? No. I mean, I think it's possible that he could be traded to Los Angeles or Las Vegas, potentially. But that's really the only place I can think that he would even want him, like, because his salary is so high. So who knows? Cameron, I have zero interest in coming back to roller hockey, to be perfectly honest. So for those of you guys who don't know, I have a pretty long history in roller hockey too, and I actually, so I still have a pair of inline goalie skates, but I don't know why, because I will never play roller hockey again, at least not goalie. And every time I've tried playing out, I feel like I'm skating in sand. So I'm just not a huge fan of roller anymore. Yeah. So Colton, is Matt Murray nice? I've always kind of wondered. I mean, he looks nice enough, but who knows? How do I feel about the Las Vegas Golden Knights? I mean, like, other than the stupid name, like, it's a terrible name, but I don't know. I mean, they seem like they're going to be building it the right way. Like, no longer are expansion teams basically relegated to like third and fourth line players, and then they're terrible for 10 years. So I think they're doing it the right way this time. So we'll see. Who do I think Vegas will draft? I don't have a clue. I mean, for one thing, I found it really weird the other day. This was like a one-off, odd. It was like a one-liner that was talking about the Flyers, because didn't what is his name? Neuwirth. Didn't Neuwirth just sign a new contract, or he's about to sign a new contract? I read an article about it. And then you have Steve Mason. Well, then here's the weird part, is that the article said that the Flyers were expected to protect Anthony Stolarz. So I found that really interesting, that if they protect Anthony Stolarz, then one of Steve Mason or Neuwirth will probably be one of the goalies in Las Vegas. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, like Cameron said, I did win a national championship in roller hockey. That was a long time ago. It was a fun time, but it was a long time ago. I also lost a national championship in roller hockey, for that matter. How many did I lose? Just one? Because we won one and then we lost one. And unfortunately, I was the goalie both times. But that other video is online, so you guys can always see those. I do need to put up. Funny enough, like all the videos are actually right behind me. So there they are right here. National championships in 2006, Winter Nationals 2008. Yeah, here's the finals, the video that I just put up not long ago. You don't see me on here. 2006 Winter Nationals, Umsel versus Lindenwood. And then what else do I have here? National Championships 2007. I have a funny story about that one, but I won't go into it now. Is that better? There we go. Sorry. My microphone fell off and the cord came out. Sorry. All right, so we're back. Howard will go to the Knights. I don't know. I don't know if he will or not. I mean, like, would they really want Jimmy Howard? Like, I don't think he's played necessarily badly outside of when he's been injured. But is he like a goalie who you really want as like part of your first team? I don't know. And yeah, Piggy, I think Briz should definitely become an astronaut. Just like that picture that I just put up a couple days ago on Instagram. That was pretty funny when I came across that. I was like, oh my god, that is hilarious. Because you know that the space is, or the universe is humongous big, so pretty funny. All right. How much time here? Let's give it a few more minutes, and we'll wrap it up at about 2 hours. So, okay, so Knight has Brian's H series set, and he's looking for new gear. What should I get? Well, I mean, like, I usually get pro gear, so I don't know if I'm the best one to tell you, but I know that like even the senior level CCM stuff is really good. Brian's H series, I believe, is a harder series though, so it's more stiff pad, and so you probably want to stick with like the premiers if you were going to go CCM. Have I tried pro laces? I have no idea what those are. Like, I'm pretty sure that's the brand name of my skate laces, but I don't know why I would care one way or another. Yeah, I can show you my mask. I'm assuming you want to see the one that's right behind me, because the other one is kind of boring. So, this is one that you guys don't normally see me playing anymore, and the other day somebody asked why that is. And really it's because I've gotten used to the chin sling, or the chin cup again, and this one has the chin sling. So, is Patrick back again? Yeah, he hasn't come back again yet. So, but somebody mentioned him, so it's like, oh, is it back? All right. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, Rick, you cannot have this mask. Rick has gotten like, how many of my masks have you had now? I mean, this has to be like number 2 or 3 or something. But anyway, really nice mask painted by Franny Drummond. Oh, you can see. Look at that. That's terrible. That's how long it's been sitting up there. It has dust now. But it is a beautiful mask, and it has. I don't know if I can show you guys here. Like, you got a tornado, and you have the arch going up, and the clouds back there. You might be able to see it on the other side a little bit better. So there we go. So there's the arch going up. You got the clouds, the tornado, of course. Anyway, I really love this mask. It's just so nice. All right. What stance do you kind of copy off of or look similar to? Well, those are two different questions. So the one that I try to emulate the most is Cam Talbot. But I don't know how well I do with that. Like, I'm trying to think of like what my stance looks like in a lot of my videos. I don't think it looks really that close. But I think I'm getting there. Like, remember like my videos a while ago, my glove was really low, right? And then I tried taking, I kind of flipped my hand over, kind of in a really weird way, more like Brian Elliott, but I kept like more of a traditional stance. And then that worked out for a while, and now I'm like trying to bring my glove up quite a bit more. So, yeah, the Varley stage. Yeah, exactly right, Rick. So that I tried that for a little while. I don't know. We'll see what's next, but so far it's working. Do I like Reimer. Yeah, I like Reimer. He's not bad. And I should be getting the Extreme Flex 3s, I believe this month, if I remember correctly. And I don't have a favorite team. So let's see. What knee pads am I using right now? Those are definitely the Cohos. The Coho Swiss Pro knee guards. I love them. Like, they are by far the best ones I've ever used. Yeah, so Dharma Boy, yeah. He uses the CCM Premier level pads. He has the 860s. Those are the ones I've heard about the most. He says they are amazing, and I think they are better quality than my V4 Vaughns. So underrated quality. I can definitely believe that. CCM puts out some really good stuff. Hold beast, yeah. I tried fingers up one time and let in 3 goals glove side. Yeah, that happens when you're first trying stuff. So sometimes it goes better than others. Ben is asking, why have I stopped posting videos? So there's a couple reasons why. Number one is I started using some pads that that I couldn't put on video. And then the other one too is I started getting a couple tattoos. And when you're getting tattoos, you can't play on them. Like, you can't sweat too much, and you don't want a lot of friction hitting them, and you certainly don't want a puck hitting them. And so I have a couple new tattoos on my arm up here, and so they're healing up nicely. I should be back to playing next week. And yes, of course, there will be full game video with the eFlex 3s. That wouldn't be a problem at all. All right, so let's see if there's any more outstanding questions. Otherwise, we'll get going. Even though there's 39 people still watching, but I've been talking for 2 hours now, so I'm not sure if I really have anything left to say at this point until I get new pads. And maybe when I get those new pads, I'll do another live stream. Maybe I'll live stream the unboxing or something. I don't know. That'd be fun. Did you get a single T or a double T? I got a double T on the new glove, so I know that's a little weird. And when I got the in OXCC Airsoft. I'll get to that in a second. Don't worry, bud. So the I did get the double this time because it's coming. I keep wanting to use the word default, and that's not right. Like, that's what the stock option is on the glove, and that's so you can see the puck when it goes inside the mid, of course. So I'm going to try it out. Even though I think it looks ugly, I'm still going to try it out. Now, what's the difference between, what was it here, the single and the offset? So the offset is exactly like it says. Like, it's slightly offset. So I can get a glove really quick. So this is a regular single T, and if it was offset, this would be over a little bit. What it's supposed to do is when the puck enters, it's easier to see it. And that's really the only difference. You can just see it a little bit better. The downside is an offset T looks really ugly. So, in my opinion at least. So, I mean, if you're going to go with anything, I would say get the double. All right. I already answered this earlier, but I'll answer it again. Leighton, I am 33 years old. I am old. All right, Dharma, getting cat pee out of your gear. Good luck with that. The problem with cat pee, if you don't know, is that it's crystalline. And when you add water to it, it doesn't go away. It just rehydrates it. So what I would do if I were you, and I don't have it here. I don't know where I put it, but I have some of that sport wash stuff. I would put that in the bathtub and just let it soak for hours and see if that fixes it. One time I did that. I put that soap, the sport wash stuff, in the bathtub with some used gear that I had gotten from a friend, and it turned the water black. Like, it was so disgusting. But what that means is that the sport wash stuff works, or it's the Rocket sport wash, so it works out really well. All right, let's see if there's anything else. 1S pads, what's your opinion? I used them for like a couple hours, and I really like them. If I could afford them, I would totally get a set. There's no doubt about it. Does my break-in technique work with an iTech glove? So, I mean, the answer is yes, but, like, how do you still have an iTech glove? Like, Like an iTech glove is so old. Like how would it not be broken in? Like at this point, like they haven't even had iTech in like 15 years. Is that right? 15, 10, 10 or 15? I don't know. So who knows? Yeah, Holt Beast, are you really like I did a 30-minute how to tape your stick video, so you don't think I can give you an in-depth response about that? So yeah, all right. So I think I've talked for 2 hours and 5 minutes now. So I'm gonna get going. But thank you all so much for coming to the live stream. I'll definitely be doing another one of these somewhat soon. Of course, I keep saying that, and the last one I did was in November. So I think the next one, I mean, according to that timeline, the next one should be like June, right? But no, I'll probably do some more of them, and then when I get the new eFlex 3s in, what I'll probably try to do is maybe do that on a live stream, since I have so many people who are watching, and you guys generally like the live stream, so that's pretty cool. So anyway, thank you all so much for coming. Again, if you are not subscribed, definitely subscribe to the YouTube channel and the Instagram. We're almost up to 2,000 on the Instagram. And then remember too, there is a new Facebook group. It's called the Goalie Crease Network group. So join that one too. Join in the fun, and we'll go from there. So good luck to all of you. Hope you all are finishing out your season strong, and hopefully with lots of shutouts and championships, of course. So I hope all of you have a wonderful night. And if you ever need anything, let me know. Make a comment on YouTube. I know for a while I wasn't that good at getting back to you guys, but I've started responding to those pretty easily now. So if you aren't aware of the Instagram, it's the same thing. It's instagram.com/goaliecreasenet. That one should be easy. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Then there's the Facebook channel, Goalie Crease Network group. And then of course the YouTube channel /GoalieCreaseNet, which you guys are on right now. So you guys should definitely be subscribed to that. So, all right, guys. Hope all of you have a wonderful night. Good luck, and I will see all of you out on the ice as always. Have a great